What is up, guys? So many of you, because my audience is always shifting, y'all don't even know who this is. So this is my dad.
Woo!
What's up, Dad?
I know y'all are jealous.
Yeah, boy. He got to raise me. Are you kidding?
What a privilege and a blessing.
Golly. So I wanted to do this video. We're standing in the kitchen living room of y'all's house.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something, not because they need this, right? If you know my parents, you know that they are the most humble people you'll ever meet in your life. But this is a large house. This is a 12,000 square foot house because y'all have, for the last 30 years, you've built a multi-million-dollar business.
Yes.
On the back of genuinely loving people.
Absolutely.
And so I don't share numbers, right, to brag, because that is not his personality. I share numbers to say, if you're watching this, don't be a moron and turn it off. Don't do it, right? Don't listen to me. I'm still working on proving my worth. You and Mom have done it for over 3 decades, and even before that. And so what I wanted to talk about on this video is, you know, Dad, you've written a book.
Yes.
How old is the book now?
It came out in December of 2010, so it's 8 years old.
So it's 8 years old, and it is no less applicable today than it was in 2010 when you released it.
Yeah, absolutely.
In 1995 when you were living it, right?
Yes.
And so what's it called? And let's talk about it for a minute.
It's called Happy to Do It. Get your snap on. And it's about, really, people want to know how to be happy. They are looking for happiness, and they're looking for it in things. They're looking for it in position. They're looking for it in, success through their business, their marriage, their life, their children, whatever it is, they're looking for it. But the reality is true success.
Yeah.
And where it's get your snap on, true success comes from serving other people. When you get out of yourself and into somebody else, when you're thinking about serving them, expecting nothing in return, oh my gosh, all of a sudden the happiness quotient just goes off the charts.
Yeah, and tell them what, I already have several things in my head that I want you to tell them. So what I'm going to start with is tell them what Andy Horner says and explain it, where he talks about, right, you can't sell, you can't serve without selling, but you know that better than me.
So Andy Horner mentored me for 25 years, very successful Dallas-Fort Worth business gentleman, unbelievably successful. I mean, beyond imagination in my mind, successful. Yeah. But here's what he said that always it just amazed me because it's so true. You can sell without serving, but you can't serve without selling. And the reality is, we can all go out and sell more stuff.
Yeah.
But if we're just selling stuff for no real reason other than we just want the money that's going to come from selling it, at the end of the day, we're going to have some money, but we're not really going to feel good about ourselves. But if you go out with the goal to serve people, there is no way you can serve others without selling something.
Yeah.
So the motivation isn't, I got to go make 12 sales calls. The motivation is, I've got to go connect today with 12 new people, 12 new companies, 12 new opportunities. Yeah. Because if I just go out with the attitude that I'm going to connect with them, I'm going to serve them any way I can, I may not sell something, but I'm going to have a great day. And the reality is, when their need arises, they're going to go, ding, ding, ding. You remember that Kyle Draper that came by here and introduced himself and told us what he did? Let's call him. I really enjoyed the time we had to spend with him in our office. And that's really the reality of it. And a lot of times you say build relationships. But I think it goes just a little bit deeper.
Right. Well, and wouldn't you say it's true that a business person that I'm trying to connect with, to ultimately sell to, they can sense a spirit of authenticity, or the opposite of that. Right. Right? So I think that's so important, that if I'm truly making a sales call to connect, as opposed to making a sales call to sell, that conversation feels so different on the phone.
Yes.
And I think it leaves them wanting more as opposed to, thank God that call's over. Wow,
Right.
that was exhausting. Right?
Yeah, and one of my buddies from church, he and I met a few weeks ago to talk about a need he had in his office. And after the conversation, we said, hey, I'll connect with you. I'll get your proposal and get it back to you. This week, we got on the phone a couple of days ago, and I just was straight up. I said, hey, Ron, it's okay to say no. We're buddies. We're friends. You don't have to give me the business. I want you to know it's okay to say no, but what I want you to also know, if we can serve you and help you any way, that's really what we're all about. And that is what really encourages, I think, people to want to do business with you.
Absolutely. And so I want to finish with this. This is one of my favorite stories that you tell. Number one, because the story's funny. But then I think the application is even more powerful than the story is funny. But so tell them the story of the vacuum cleaner that Mom loves for you to tell. And it's in the book.
Yes, it is in the book. This is a true story. Didn't make this up. I'm a results-oriented personality. I like doing something, seeing that it had results, literally immediately. So Elizabeth loves the fact that one of the things I enjoy doing is vacuuming because, there's the dirt, it's gone, I feel good, and the task is completed, and I can check it off and just have a great day. So I love to vacuum. So it's been quite a few years ago. I was vacuuming in our home, and this is going to tell you how long ago I had my cassette Walkman.
Whoa.
Sony cassette Walkman.
My friends watching this
don't even know what that is.
A cassette player.
I had my wire strap with two little black sponges on the end for my headset, and the wire was plugged into the cassette Walkman. And yes, that's probably 20 years ago.
Yeah.
In 20 short years, look where we are in technology. That's amazing to me. So I'm vacuuming, I'm dancing, and my favorite band is Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I am, do you remember, vacuuming the 21st night, September. Love was changing our minds, pretenders. We were dancing the night away. Oh, ooh, ooh. So anyway, Elizabeth tapped me on the shoulder. She says, what are you doing? I said, what? What are you doing? I said, I'm vacuuming. She said, you're not even plugged in. I literally had danced across the room with my vacuum cleaner and had come unplugged, and I am just vacuuming away, with no power. And the reality is that's how a lot of people go through life. They're putting the energy out, they're putting the activity out, but they're not plugged in to genuine power that can encourage them and keep them motivated and keep them inspired. And you have to stay plugged in my opinion, to the power of our Heavenly Father, because God wants to infuse through us this servant attitude to just get out and encourage people.
And that's one of my favorite stories because I genuinely believe that what has more than anything made you and Mom successful is your commitment to following Jesus.
Yeah.
Right? It's your commitment to, in high tide and in low tide, keeping Him first. And what keeping Him first looks like is that at all costs, we will love people.
Yeah.
At all costs, we will not cut corners. Right? And so getting to have a front row seat to that as a child, being raised in y'all's home, it's powerful for what it's instilled in me that I don't even think about really, because it's just secondhand. It's just second nature to me. Yeah. And so I want y'all to realize this is who I get to call my dad, and he is so afraid of this. But there's a reason why I'm good at what I do. It's because they're incredible at what they do, and I'm the combination of these two. And so encourage him on this video, because I'm going to make him do more. Because I tricked him. We're over here for my brother's birthday, and I just happened to bring my camera, and we just happened to do a video today. And so, who do you guys know in your lives? Right? When all of you that watch this, because this is what he does. He has authored a book. He has grown a multi-million-dollar business. He has spoken in front of rooms of 10,000 people. Yet he feels insignificant, like we all do.
Yeah, that's true.
And we all feel like no one cares about what we have to say. No one cares about our story. Your people care. And here's the beauty of this. This is my video, but he brought all the wisdom. I'm just along for the ride. So who do you know in your life where maybe you do feel slightly insignificant, but go bring in somebody else? And you know what you're going to do? You're going to encourage them in the process. Because my dad will feel encouraged because of this video. Because he's going to see the love from you guys. We're going to hear stories of the impact. And so we're so thankful for you guys. Because why we do what we do in every area of our life is because the Lord has positioned us to minister to people. And what I love the most about God, and this is what we're going to close with, is He wants to meet people where they are.
Yes.
He doesn't want you to clean yourself up first.
No.
Right? He doesn't want you to stop cussing or to, you know, he doesn't want you to reposition yourself and then now you're worthy.
Right.
He says, I want all your junk, I want all your funk. Mm-hmm. And so for so many of you, I believe that the reason you have not gotten to where you want to go is because you are putting in all the effort, but you're missing the power source. Yeah. And if you haven't already, consider giving the Lord a shot. And then shamelessly and selfishly, go buy Happy to Do It on Amazon because it'll change your life. So, Dad, I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks for doing this video with me.
You're welcome.
And more to come
That's right.
from Kyle and Randy.
Y'all have a great weekend or a week ahead.
Bye.